Imagine walking through a forest, so dense and dark that the sunlight can hardly break through the thick canopy above. The air feels thick, almost as if it's alive. Every step you take seems to echo, but it's silent. No animals, no birds, just a chilling quiet. Suddenly, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You feel like you're being watched. But when you look around, there's no one there. Welcome to Hoia Baciu Forest, a place that has been called the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. It's a place where the lines between the natural and the supernatural blur, where people disappear, where strange lights flicker in the sky, and where ghostly figures vanish into thin air. Is it just a forest? Or is something darker lurking beneath the trees? Is this place cursed? Or is there something far more terrifying hiding in the shadows? Stay with me, and let's explore the secrets of Hoia Baciu. It all started in the early 1960s. Hoia Baciu Forest, located near the village of Cluj-Napoca in Romania, was just like any other forest. Dense trees, quiet paths, and an eerie kind of beauty. The villagers had always known it as a place where strange things happened, but it was still a part of their everyday life. People would go into the forest to gather wood, hunt, or collect herbs. No one thought much of it, until that one day in 1963. A young girl, only 5 years old, decided to venture into the forest alone. She wasn't scared. After all, this was her home, and the forest wasn't anything to fear, at least not to her. She walked through the trees, humming a little song to herself, her basket swinging from her arm. Everything seemed normal at first, but as she walked deeper into the woods, the atmosphere began to change. The light grew dimmer, and the air became colder. She felt an odd, unsettling feeling, like she was being watched. But she shrugged it off. By the time the sun started to set, she realized she had wandered too far. She tried to turn back, but the forest seemed different now. It was darker. The trees were thick, and the paths didn't look the same anymore. The girl began to panic, but there was no way out. She couldn't find her way back. And just like that, she disappeared. Her family didn't know what happened. They called for her, searched for hours, but found nothing. The villagers came together and started combing through the forest. Days passed, then weeks. They brought in search dogs, and still, nothing. No trace of her, no footprints, no signs of struggle. Just silence. It was like she had vanished into thin air. But the forest wasn't done. What happened next proved her case wasn't an isolated tragedy. As the weeks passed, the village started to feel the weight of an unseen force. It wasn't just the girl. Other strange things began happening. A local shepherd and his entire flock of 200 sheep went into the forest one morning to graze. By the afternoon, they were gone. Just like that. No one ever found them. Not even the smallest trace of the flock. Some people whispered that they too had been claimed by the forest. This wasn't the first time something like this had happened in Hoia Baciu. People had always said the forest was haunted, but now it felt like something far darker was at play. And then, 5 years later, something impossible happened. The little girl, the one who had vanished into the forest without a trace, came back. She was standing at the edge of the forest one foggy morning, just like she had been when she first disappeared. But here's the chilling part. She hadn't aged a day. 5 years had passed, but she looked exactly the same. Her parents rushed to her, overwhelmed with relief, but also full of questions. Where had she been? What happened to her? The little girl had no answers. She couldn't remember where she had been or what had happened. She had no recollection of the 5 years she was missing. But she had returned, unchanged. It was like no time had passed for her at all. This was just one story, one mysterious disappearance. But as strange as it was far from the only one. People started to talk about the forest more, about how people didn't just disappear. They changed. They would come back after being lost for hours or days. But something about them wasn't right. Some claimed to have heard voices calling their names from deep within the trees, only to turn around and see no one there. Others spoke of a sense of time slipping away, as if hours felt like minutes, or vice versa. Their memories would become hazy, and they couldn't explain it. And when folklore turned into fear, science stepped in. In the 1970s, researchers decided to test the forest themselves, only to find that it defied explanation. In the 1970s, a group of scientists ventured into Hoia Baciu to investigate. They set up equipment to monitor unusual activity. Compasses malfunctioned, electrical devices stopped working, and cameras couldn't capture clear photos. Even their watches seemed to go haywire, with time speeding up or slowing down without any logical explanation. But it wasn't just the technology that malfunctioned. Some of the researchers felt a cold presence following them. Others heard sounds they couldn't explain, rustling leaves, soft whispers, and footsteps behind them. But when they turned around, nothing was there. Nothing but the forest. But the mysteries weren't limited to the ground. Soon, the skies above Hoia Baciu revealed something no one could ignore. One of the most chilling pieces of evidence came in 1968. A military technician named Emil Barnea visited Hoia Baciu to take photographs. As he walked through the woods, he spotted something in the sky. An unidentified flying object. A bright, glowing shape hovering just above the trees. He quickly snapped a photo of the UFO, and the picture sparked a media frenzy. The UFO sightings became a common tale for anyone who had visited the forest. And soon people began to believe that the strange lights seen in the sky were tied to the forest's eerie energy. Could the forest be some kind of portal to another world? Some believed the UFOs were drawn to the strange electromagnetic activity in the area, while others thought they were connected to the time anomalies people experienced within the forest. Could these mysterious lights and beings be a part of what caused the disappearances? And if the skies were strange, the forest itself held an even darker secret, a place at its heart where nature simply refuses to grow. And there's one more thing about Hoia Baciu that no one can explain: the clearing. Deep inside the forest, there's a circular patch of land where no plants or trees grow. The soil is normal, but still, nothing grows there. Scientists have studied it and found nothing strange about the ground itself. But no matter what they do, the vegetation refuses to take root. Some believe this area is a portal, or maybe it's something darker, a place where the forest absorbs energy or keeps secrets. People say if you stand in the clearing long enough, you'll feel the air change. The pressure around you will drop. It's like the forest itself is trying to trap you. And many claim that the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to leave. As the sun sets behind the trees, the Hoia Baciu Forest stands silent. its secrets hidden beneath the veil of mist. The forest has witnessed countless strange events, but still, we know so little. Is it just a place where nature has twisted reality itself? Or is it truly a gateway to something beyond our understanding? A realm where time, space, and logic don't apply. For centuries, it's taken the curious, the brave, and the lost. Some return, but they're never the same. Others disappear forever. And while the world moves on, the forest continues to stand, its dark, silent watch over the land unchanged. The mysteries of Hoia Baciu remain, waiting for the next person daring enough to venture inside. But one question remains. What is it that the forest hides? And who will be the next to find out? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's greatest mysteries, be sure to hit that like button and share this video with someone who loves a good mystery. And if you're new here, subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss out on more mind-bending stories like this one. Let me know in the comments. What do you think is hidden in Hoia Baciu Forest? Do you think there's more to this place than meets the eye? Your thoughts could unlock the next chapter in this mystery. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and remember, the unknown is always closer than you think.